Hey everyone, it's Coach Trippi, and today's Tripp Talk is about income inequality. It's an enormous problem. It's just getting worse and worse. First, I want to tell you how Tripp Talks came about. Tripp Talks came about, they're a spin-off of TED Talks. And TED Talks are these incredible speakers, experts in all sorts of things: education, business, entertainment, science. And their speakers collectively have won every award imaginable. So the Tony, the Oscar, the Emmy, the Grammy, Pulitzer Prize, Nobel Peace Prize, MacArthur Genius Award. Their speakers have collectively won every award imaginable. So you can come to the realization their speakers are incredible success stories in their careers. So as much as I want to be a TED speaker, as much as in their tagline, TED Talk tagline is ideas worth sharing, I always felt I had ideas worth sharing. And as much as I would love to be a TED speaker, the likelihood is I never will be a TED speaker. I may nominate myself, but I doubt the committee will pick me. So as the old saying goes, if a mountain's too high to climb, well, climb a hill. So Tripp Talks became my hill to climb. I created my own talks, and I have ideas to share, and I'm going to share them here on this forum. So, as far as the subject of income inequality, just something to keep in mind, in the last 20 years, the top 400 share of the bounty has gone from 400 billion to 3 trillion. It's a 7 times increase in just the last 20 years. That's an enormous increase, and it's a trend that just keeps going, just essentially keeps getting worse. So I decided to research that. Why is that? And one of the people I decided to research on, see if they had an opinion to offer on the subject, was Warren Buffett. And I found a forum. He was taking questions from some college business students, probably real successful college students. And one of the students asked a question about income inequality, and this was Warren Buffett's answer to why the problem of income inequality has arisen to what it is. And he said, well, just go back 300 years ago. This is Warren Buffett speaking. Just go back 300 years ago. Society was an agrarian society. Basically, everybody in society was in the farming business. So everybody had the skills they needed to succeed. And that's changed over time. And as society has gotten more and more complex, less and less people have had the skills needed to succeed. And basically, most people today, society won't pay them well simply because they're not needed. Most people are not needed to keep the GDP climbing. So for the most part, in society today, it'll only get worse. Income inequality will only get worse as the way things are structured. Now, and his solution to the problem was that government step in and do something about it. Now, I personally disagree. I doubt government has the solution. If they did have a viable solution, it would be manipulated by lobbyists like Warren Buffett and his team to the point where it would probably only make the problem worse. I just don't see them having any success in intervening and making the problem any better. That is government intervening and making the situation better. I've also dug a little deeper, and I've come to the realization that for the most part, big business has consumed everything the little businessman used to really do well at. I myself have a small business. I pick up medical waste, and for the most part, the big accounts are taken up by big business. We do get some accounts, but the idea of scaling my business to the point where we have numerous employees, trucks on the road, a giant warehouse, it's just not realistic anymore. Big business has taken up most doctors' offices. A lot of doctors have sold out to big hospital corporations, and most of those accounts are national accounts. We're not on a national level. We only service a local area. It's happened in every aspect of life. Big business has consumed what the little guy used to do really well at, and what the little guy could ultimately do well at. It's not there anymore. The opportunities just aren't there anymore. You can start a lawn business today and get great clients that love you and build your business by word of mouth. And you decide to scale your business, you bid on a local shopping center, an office complex, or an auto dealer, and you find out that those facilities are run by national management companies who will ultimately tell you, we're looking at a multi-unit quote, so we can get a multi-unit discount. You're not capable of servicing 6, 8 shopping centers that size. You're really interested in servicing that one shopping center in your area and it's not an option. Just happens over and over again. Amazon recently got into pharmaceuticals, and the local pharmacy, your community pharmacy, is probably going to get swallowed up by them. They're probably going to disappear over time. You know, not only is Amazon doing pharmaceuticals, they just recently, after 10 years of research, they're relaunching their drone delivery system, and they haven't said it, but the drones only carry one size box. It handles up to 5 pounds, which is basically going to be utilized for pharmaceuticals. So your local community pharmacy that used to run your stuff over to your house at the end of the day, deliver it to your house, Amazon's probably going to eat up their business, take over all their clientele, and they will be gone. Another small business will be ate up by big business. So, again, referring back to an old saying, if you can't beat them, join them. You know, carry on with your hopes and dreams. Go to school, go to college, carry on with the careers of your choice, and ultimately invest. Invest in big business, because that's the way to go these days. That's the really way to make significant money, is investing in big business and learning about investing. Take your spare time. I always suggest reading 10 pages a day. A book I highly recommend is actually a children's book. Blue Chips for Kids. Blue Chip Kids. And it's funny because they say what every child, and parent should know about money investing in the stock market, know about the index funds, know about the money markets, know about the IRAs. You know, again, I go back to Warren Buffett, one of his chief purchasing agents, one of his chief buyers, went and took a $70,000 personal IRA and then turned it into a $260 million return. It's worth $260 million now, started at $70,000 just by index funds and money markets. Knowledge that's available to everybody. It's not insider trading. It's knowledge that's available to everybody, and everybody should make that effort to have that knowledge. That's a great book to refer to, Blue Chip Kids. It's a great opportunity. A little story about myself. When I was younger, I owned a cleaning business. I actually had employees. We used to go to downtown Orlando and clean all the nightclubs after they closed. And we did all kinds of cleaning. One of the rental stores I used to rent equipment from, we didn't have enough equipment. We used to rent trailers and floor buffing machines. If I needed 5 machines, I only had 2 of my own. I'd go rent 3 more from him. Place was called General Rental, and the owner's name was Dick. I always remember his name because I just always wondered how his parents could possibly know him so well even before he was conceived, because he was a total ass. But we'd rent equipment from him. One day, as I got to know him, I'd be there all the time renting equipment, trailers, different things. He asked me if I would strip and wax his floors, and I was like, yeah. You know, the only day I have available this week on the schedule is Sunday. He said, hey, I'll come into the store, I'll let you in, and I'll pay you when you're done. So I just did it myself. I couldn't get nobody to help me on a Sunday. And at the end, you know, I put out some blowers to wax all dried. I called out his name. He was in the back office. I'm ready. He came out and he paid me. He was an arrogant kind of guy. He had this giant pile of money in his pocket, and he was showing me the bank bag he was going to deposit in the bank Monday morning, how he just made a killing that week. And he said, the thing that came out of that conversation was, he said, you ought to invest in Home Depot. That's what I'm doing with this extra money in my pocket. I pulled it aside from the deposit. I'm going to invest in Home Depot. I had no understanding, I had no idea what investing meant. Back then, it wasn't as easy as Google. And it was also coming from him. I just didn't want to have anything to do with the guy. He was so arrogant. But ultimately, Home Depot was a great investment. I didn't take advantage of the advice. The ironic thing about it was, Home Depot opened a few miles up the road from his store and got into small machine rental. And like I said, that big business, Home Depot, killed his business. He probably sold the building. It was in, auctioned off all the equipment. I know he liked to talk about the idea of retiring and moving to the Bahamas and buying a fishing boat. It's probably what he did. He had done very well investment-wise and in his business. But the point of that story is, if you've got something to share it in a humble, unassuming way. Often it can be a total stranger, the kind gesture of a total stranger that can make a big difference in your life, and positive influence, giving people positive messaging, encouraging people to do the things they need to do to really succeed in life. That's a big part of being a success in life, is having positive influences in your life and offering positive, influential information to other people. And that's a whole other topic that we're going to talk about down the road, and another Tripp Talk is about positive messaging. But for now, that's it for today. This is Coach Trippi. Looking forward to hearing from you. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I'm dying to hear your feedback. I want to know what you think about this and other. If you've got some great investment tips, let us know. Like, share, comment, subscribe. This is Coach Trippi. Talk to you soon.